All right, we are live on YouTube with the premier author of the book series Love Thyself First, Miss Crystal Laughter. How are you doing today, Crystal?
I'm doing great. How are you?
We just finished an exciting interview on Facebook page. I was able to share it with a few people and I sent it to your page. But we are in your area of expertise. You have been going live on YouTube for a while, and we're here to talk about your incredible book series called Love Thyself First. And the first point we want to get across, how many books have been shared through Amazon?
Over 2,000 books.
What? Say that
Yeah.
again?
Over 2,000 books. And that's not including the KDP. I mean, not the KDP, but like people who have subscriptions to Amazon, who pay for, the thing, they can read your book through that too. So it's not even including that because I get, multiple, books read through that daily through that too. So yeah, lots of books,
Wow.
lots of people reading.
A lot of people are reading. So let's
Yeah.
go through this Love Thyself First series. Let's talk about your first book and why did you write that first book?
I wrote the book because I was at a time in my life where I was going through, a separation. I had just, found out I was pregnant, so here I am, faced with being a single mom, but, going through a divorce and being pregnant. And I was just like, oh my God, how did I let this happen? How did I get here? Oh my God. And it was so devastating, to be married, to think you're going to, work it out, to try to stick by someone, trying to make it work and to have it not work out, but then, feel betrayed, feel broken, feel like, I'm having to start my life over again. And it just felt like a very dark and lonely place. And I really, had a choice to either fuel that energy into something positive or to let it just like take me down like a dark, path that I didn't want to go down. So I chose to turn into something positive. And really, I had the goal of just helping one person. If I could reach one person to encourage them, to let them know they're not alone, and just to give them some hope, that would be enough. So that was my focus. That was my goal. And so I put everything into that, all my energy, all my spare time. When the kids were sleeping, I would be up to like 3 o'clock in the morning, writing the book every chance I got. And it just really gave me, a place to just let out that pain, let out, everything. I got to go back through the scenarios, through my relationships, and and take everything that I had learned, the hard lessons, the painful lessons, to be like, okay, this is going to help somebody else not go through this. It's going to help somebody heal, and it's gonna have a purpose. My pain is going to have a purpose. So that was the goal with that first book.
Oh man, that is so good. Can you tell us, can you share with everyone on YouTube, like people that email you, people that contact you through your
Mhm.
different places like Instagram, Messenger? What is it like to get those great reviews and just people wanting to get in contact with you and connect with you?
It's very humbling because I don't take it lightly and I don't take it for granted that someone would trust me with their story, and just, have that confidence in me to reach out. So I take it very, I take it to heart. And so I'm very grateful because it lets me know that, hey, I am making an impact, that people are being touched, and it puts like a face or just a story behind the numbers. Cause I'm like, okay, I see it selling every day. And I'm literally like, who are these people buying this book? I don't know. And I'm like, I want to know who these people are. Like, I genuinely want to know. And so when people reach out to me, I'm like, oh, okay, these are the people who are reading my books, and some of them will write those stories, in detail, tell me what they're going through, things like that. And some people literally just say thank you, and I'm like, oh, it's so precious, you know what I mean? So it's just very humbling. I'm very grateful, and it means a lot to me.
Can you touch on even some of your readers are sharing your book with their mental health specialist or their professional mental health person? Can you
Mm.
kind of touch on that a little bit?
Yeah, I received the last DM I received on Instagram. Someone reached out to me and she had shared that her and her therapist had both bought the book and they read it during her counseling session. And I'm like, wow, that just kind of blew me away to be like, wow, my book is being read in counseling session. It was just mind blowing and just really encouraging just to see, how my book is being used, how it's helping others, and that it's even being shared, by therapists and bought by therapists. It's really exciting.
Yeah, I go to, like, I've received professional therapy. I went
Mhm,
through trauma therapy. Man,
mhm.
this book is so amazing.
Thank you.
And I don't use Instagram, and I keep hearing you say Instagram. So, can you
Mhm.
kind of share the different platforms that you're sharing information on and receiving information on?
Yeah, so the places where I'm most active are YouTube and then Instagram. And YouTube, I just post like videos, talking about, toxic relationships, self-love. And I'm also, starting to talk more about, how to become an author on there as well. And on Instagram, I post like, encouraging, posts, little quotes. I might post little short video clips, or do like the new thing, which is Reels, and try to reach people through that. And those are the pretty much the main ways. I'm on Facebook. I share my stuff through there as well. But those are the main places that I'm active right now. So yeah.
Let's talk about your second book in the series. What did
Mhm.
you title it, and what are you feeling the success from your second book in your series?
Okay, so let me. So actually, there's right now there's 3 books in the series, but the main content, like, oh my. Okay, so this is the Love Yourself First. Okay, we go. And then so I have the Love Yourself First book. That's the first book. And then I did the Love Yourself workbook. So it's a workbook. And then there's the affirmation journal. So those are like companion to the Love Yourself First. And then I'm going to be working on the second like book, which is Love Yourself Again, which is the continuance of the Love Yourself First original book. So that'll actually be the 4th book in the series, which I'm really excited about. And it's called Love Yourself Again: How to Create Set Standards, Create Healthy Boundaries, and Stop Being a Doormat. And it's pretty much self-explanatory what the title says. I'm going to be talking about those things and really going more in depth on self-love. What does it look like? What does it look like in relationships? What's the mindset that you should be in, that you should have when you're having just regular relationships, intimate relationships, how to set those standards, how to set boundaries, what should you expect from people? What should, you expect from yourself? How should you be treating yourself? And really just being able to model love, because we want love. But like you teach people how to treat you. So you are that first model and example of love. So you are showing people how you're supposed to be treated by the way that you're treating yourself.
Let's talk a little bit. Let's talk on 3 points, and you just touch on them lightly because we want them to get all your books and follow you. Let's
Yeah.
talk about healthy boundaries. What does that look like, and what does that feel like?
Healthy boundaries, if I could really just sum it up to one word, would be respect. um just the people in your life, the people that love you, the people that in your circle, in your tribe, whatever you want to call it, do they respect you? Do they respect your feelings, your wishes, the way you want to be treated, the way you want to be talked to, and pretty much like I said, respect. And that's a big thing because we talk about love, 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 and all this stuff. But without respect, there is not love. Because respect says, I see you, I acknowledge you, you're important to me, and I value you. And because of that, I will treat you in the way that you want me to treat you. I'm not just going to mishandle you. I'm not going to just treat you however I feel, however I may feel that day. But I'm going to be careful with you and I'm going to respect you because you're a person and I care about you.
What about, oh man, that is so good. You're doing so great in this interview, Crystal.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the toxic part of relationship. I know that word is used a lot, but I
Mhm.
think your perspective of toxic relationship
Mhm.
is very unique. So, can you
Mhm.
share a little bit about your insight on toxic relationships?
Yeah, I guess the best definition or way I could describe it is someone who's constantly taking from you, taking,
Mm.
their time, your attention, they want from you, they want you to give the very best of yourselves. There's yourself to them, but they're content giving you the very worst of themselves. So they may want to be celebrated. They want to be, talked to with respect and honor. They want to be considered. But then when it's your turn, they're like, no, I'm not going to do that. And it doesn't bother them. It doesn't bother them at all, and they will have every justification in the world of why it's okay for them to be disrespectful to you. But when it comes to them, it's no go. So toxic relationships are very one sided, very selfish, very manipulative. When one person seeks to have, upper hand, power control over that person and will use, try to make you insecure and make you feel like there's something wrong with you so that you continue to try to earn their love, seek their validation, seek their approval so you can stay in that trap of, giving them what they want, which is attention, praise, for everything to be about them.
Wow. Being a guy always wants honor,
Mm-hmm.
respect, and honor. And you really
Mm-hmm.
opened that up. So I really want to thank you for that. And then the
Mm-hmm.
last point is being a doormat or presenting yourself as a doormat. How can
Mm-hmm.
you help other women not become a doormat to people that they love?
Just really just learning how to value yourself, really understanding and learning if you've never had, an example of healthy relationships. That you really go out and learn about what that looks like, what that would look like for you. To learn that loving people doesn't mean, letting them mistreat you, that giving somebody more of what they don't appreciate won't make them appreciate you more. Because I think we accept this thinking, okay, they're not at their best right now, they're not treating me right now, but if I keep loving them, if I keep being patient, if I keep forgiving them, oh, I'm gonna, win their heart, I'm gonna win their love, and they're gonna one day they're gonna wake up, they're gonna be like, oh my God, you were there for me, you did this, I love you, and just pledge their undying love for you. And that's not how it works. The more that we give to people who just respect us, dishonor us, the less they love us, the less, they value us, because we're saying, okay, here, treat me any kind of way, whatever, I'm still going to love you. I'm still going to, be faithful to you. And you're really taking away any motivation that that person will have to change by continuing to stay there. Yeah. So it's just not a good situation at all. You may love a person, but if that person's not loving you back, not respecting you back, then you got to make some changes, because they're not going to, because they're content, in the situation. And you have to get to the point where you love yourself enough to be like, no, if loving you is hurting me, then that's not love. And it's got to end.
Okay, so this is a great lead into a book you wrote. I think the title is He Doesn't Love You. What's the title of that book?
It's called He Doesn't Love You If 10 Signs He's Not Serious About You and Is Wasting Your Time. And I think so many women are like, like, does he love me? Does he really care? Or how come this? Or how come he's acting like this? Why is he behaving this way? Why is he behaving that way? And like, as we forget as grown ups that like, he does that because he wants to. there's no like
Wow.
magical, like people treat you, the way they treat you is the way they feel about you. This was a hard lesson. Like, why am I being treated like that? Because that's the way they feel about you. They don't love you. They don't respect you. They don't you care about your feelings. And we have to get to the point where we realize that it is what it is. The way it's not a person's words that matter. It's what they do. And if their, actions and their words are not aligning, then you need to look at those actions and be like, okay, this is the truth about that person. And so that's pretty much what that book is about. It just gave 10, signs to tell you if a man is really serious about you, if he really loves you. And pretty much the proof is in his actions. To sum it all up, and you'll know that.
Wow. Can you talk, and then we're gonna move to another section. Can you talk about what it's like to come from out of the cloud and into
Mhm.
the sunshine, and when you're starting to breathe and you actually feel free, you actually feel yourself again almost for the first time? Because there are a lot of women that are under the cloud, that are in the
Yeah,
rain, that are in.
yeah,
Feel what is? Can you share what it's
yeah.
like to come out of the pain into freedom and rejoicing and actually seeing a
Yeah.
bright future for yourself?
I mean, it's like you not being able to breathe, and you're just trying to survive. And then you're able to breathe again. So it's like going out into the fresh air and being able to breathe again. It's like, I'm sorry, my little son, he's messing with me. Stop it, Noah.
No, it's
But
okay. It's okay.
it's like being able to breathe again. It's like a rebirth. Like, in a toxic relationship, like you lose your identity, you lose your confidence, you lose who you knew yourself as. And it's like you become the shell of yourself. So when you are able to finally break free and see the truth for what it is and get free from that relationship, it's like, oh my God, I can do anything I want. I can be anything I want. I don't have those limitations. I don't have someone telling me what I'm not, what I can't be. And it's like the possibilities are endless. So yeah, there's pain, there's hurt, you feel betrayal. But for me, I think I was able, through God's grace, turn into such a positive thing that I don't dwell on, the negativity. Yeah, I have days I'm like, okay, I'm a single mom. This is a lot. Sometimes it's hard, but the peace is like I have so much peace that it's like, okay,
Mm.
it's hard, but I have peace. It's hard, but I have joy. It's hard, but I don't have strife in my home. Me and my children are at peace. We can laugh. We don't have to walk on eggshells. So it's just like so freeing. And for so long I feared, being a single mom. I feared being a statistic. I didn't want to be another black single mother. I didn't want my kids to grow up, without their dad in their life. But when you see a situation for what it is, and you're like, I'm already like a single. I was already being a single mom, pretty much. I was, and if something is hurting you, it's hurting your children too, because they're looking at that, they're taking that model, that example, and you don't want your kids seeing that. So just to have that freedom to be myself, to learn about myself again, because I had forgotten so many things, you know what I mean? And then when you get to rediscover, like, oh my God, I like this. I used to like this. Let me start doing this again. Or I have time for this because I'm not crying and, upset or, distracted with all that stuff. Let me, go find an activity I want to do, or focus on myself, or get healthy again. You know what I mean? So it's just amazing when you leave that place and you come, like you said, into the light, which is what it is, and get to discover yourself. That wow, I'm a human. I have feelings. I have needs. That I'm valid. That who I am is enough. That I wasn't the problem. You know what I mean? and it's just so freeing. I can't even tell you.
Wow. That's good stuff. I mean, this is exciting. Everything
Thank
that
you.
you're saying, everything that you're doing is so exciting. Can we talk? Do you have time to talk about some of the other books that you've written outside of the Love Thyself First series?
Yeah, so all total, so far, I have 11 books on Amazon. I believe it's four children's books so far. I think I have four. I write so much, I be forgetting, but I have four children's books. Then I have the Love Yourself series, which is three books. Then I have He Doesn't Love You If. I have a devotional book. Um, what else? Self Love 101,
What,
which is like a. Go ahead. Ah, get my hand over.
what
Go ahead.
about the ABC book that you wrote with your kids?
Oh.
Can you share a little bit about the
Oh.
ABC book you wrote with your kids?
Yeah, that was like a fun. I'm goofy. I like to do like fun little challenges to like test myself because I'm really creative and I like creating things. So me and my kids, we created that book. It's called Anna's Animal Alphabet, and it's just a ABC book, that we created in like literally like 24 hours. Design created it, and it's just a fun little book that teaches you, the kids the ABCs, and it's a little rhyming book. No, stop it, stop.
Oh
A little
man,
rhyming
that's
book
good.
that we created. Okay, no, 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 no,
Oh
no,
man, that's good.
no.
Yeah, we are at 21 minutes. So are there some people you want to give a shout out to, or is there anything you want to share?
I just want to share to, people who may be in the situation or have come out the situation that there is hope, that you don't have to live your life in fear, of the future, of not, hold on. Oh, it's okay, Mommy's almost. Oh, he's tired. Just the fear, of taking that step of, how am I going to do this by myself? How am I going to do this? How am I going to take care of my kids? Just taking that step of faith and believing in yourself that it's going to be okay.
Right.
That you put yourself first, love yourself first, prioritize the things that are important, which is you and your health. Um, and just take a step of faith and do what you need to do. And even with kids, you can, have a business, you can take care of them, you can do all the things that you may doubt yourself for, and realize that those thoughts are not always coming from you because you have been in that toxic space. That you may be dealing with insecurities, that were not placed there because of you. So just really just learning to trust yourself again, believe in yourself again, and what's possible, and not doubting yourself. So believe in you.
Oh man, that is so good. So, Crystal, you've done two interviews with us. Thank you so much. And we know that you are a mom, a business person, an author, and we just tip our hat to you
Thank
because
you.
you
Thank
go
you.
above and beyond every single time. So, we're going to say good night to you, and we're going to look forward to doing more
Okay, good
interviews
night.
with you in the future.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to it, BK. Say bye bye. Bye bye.
Oh, night, 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 night.
Bye bye.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, okay. He's smiling a little bit. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll see you next week, and God bless you, Crystal.
Okay. God bless you, CPK. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Okay.